Well, here's some of the top questions that people have been asking us, and we're going to try to go right to them. This is a question from James Rogers, and he has a question about the Fairtax. James is 60 plus years old. He has a long work history, has saved for retirement, and wants to know, would the Fairtax cause him to be taxed again on that money as he depletes his savings in retirement? James, there's good news for you regarding the Fairtax. The good news is that while pensions are typically taxed when you start taking the money out, they wouldn't be. Like any other form of income, you would get all of it. After all, it is yours. So with the Fairtax, instead of there being withdrawals, deductions, and other ways in which government gets their hands on it before you ever do, you'd get the whole amount. Secondly, retail prices come down with the Fairtax because the cost of compliance and the cost of corporate tax is eliminated. There's somewhere in the neighborhood of 22% embedded tax into everything we buy. That gets taken out of the equation. And that becomes a very important understanding that a lot of people haven't understood before about the Fairtax. Now, there's a third thing that I would want to mention. And that is that with the Fairtax, there is a prebate provision. I think it's maybe the best selling point of the Fairtax of all. And one of the reasons that I became convinced that it really was the great equalizer, if you will, of the tax system. The prebate refunds every person the amount of the consumption tax up to the point of poverty. Most people in retirement would not be, in essence, paying taxes on their groceries and medicine and basic necessities because they don't typically spend beyond those things in their basic needs. So most economists who have really analyzed the Fairtax would be the first to tell you that retirees come out much better off under the Fairtax than a system that has taxed you all your life, and then if you save money, taxes you, dividends, taxes you, capital gains, taxes you, inheritances, taxes you, and then deducts from you before you ever get the money in the first place. If you have any other questions about Fairtax, their website, fairtax.org, is a good place to go for some information, or the Fairtax book written by Congressman John Linder and Neil Bortz.